Hello and welcome. This is Sports This Morning. I'm Austin Okonakpan.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Cecilia Amorve.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salah.
And I'm sure you know by now that it's still an action-packed world of sports. So let's get on with the show. Tell you the story of match day 7 in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Plateau United, they are still unbeaten. And the Remo Stars lost at home, gave Niger Tornadoes their first away victory in 6 years.
That's the way it is, of course, for Plateau United. 7 games. No loss yet. Maybe they are going for 10 again. We'll just wait and see what's
5 wins, 2 draws. I mean,
fantastic.
Awesome, remarkable.
Yeah, from there, move straight to England. What happened at the FA Cup replay last night? It was all about Wilfred Ndidi. He got his first goal for Leicester City in 6 appearances. He came in as a substitute.
Yes.
A few minutes into it, he had to equalize for them, and Leicester went on to win that game 3-1. And they will be facing Millwall in the 6th round of the FA Cup.
Stunning strike from Ndidi. Austin, I mean, although he's not a forward, but, you know, scoring goals for any footballer out there is always, it's never a bad thing. So congratulations to Wilfred Ndidi on his first goal for the Foxes. Hopefully they can build on that, you know, and take that form to the league as well. Okay, from football, we go to basketball, where guys, Austin, the artist team in the NBA is not the Spurs, it's not the Cavs, it's not the Warriors, it is Miami, because they won their 12th straight game in a row last night with a 109-88 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, there's something in the water in Miami.
Definitely.
Something in the water.
I mean, it's not on the surface, it's down there. We need to go look for it.
Right there, deep down there. I mean, they started the season so poorly. I mean, but to see them turn it around, you know, this impressively, it is very remarkable for me. So I'll talk about Miami Heat. And, it's not only them that played last night, the other games in the NBA, but it's only right we start with a game between the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. It ended in a victory for the Heat, 109-88. Hassan Whitehead, you know, scoring 23 points and grabbing 16 rebounds to get the win for Miami. In other games, we saw the Chicago Bulls losing 92-123 to the Golden State Warriors. Birthday boy Klay Thompson scored 28 points with 6 3-pointers on his 27th birthday. Yeah, I mean, what a way to celebrate.
I think it's a great way.
Birthday, Clay.
I think that's the highest so far this season. Kevin Durant, 22.10 rebounds, 7 assists.
And all the 5 starters.
Not blame him. Because no Jimmy Butler, no Dwayne Wade, so obviously they're going to struggle. Yeah, they're going to struggle, obviously. But then the Miami, the Golden State Warriors as well, too, they're missing a couple of players. But it doesn't really affect them because they're stacked. They're very good side. I mean, all 5 starters scored in double figures. I mean, that tells the story of the Golden State Warriors at the moment. That's why they've won 44 games this season. Have lost just 8. The Cavs. Cecilia, the Cavs, doing so well.
They've wobbled a bit recently, but it looks like
winning the row now.
It looks like they're starting to they're going on a winning streak as well too, because they defeated the Indiana Pacers 132-117. Kyle Korver came off the bench to score a season high 29 points in the victory for the Cavs. The Cavs also got 29 points and 25 points apiece from Kyrie Irving and LeBron James.
And then if you're there wondering what sort of resurgence is going on at the Cavs, the Washington Wizards.
I mean, the Wizards. Okay, let's go through the results first of all. It was a 114-110 victory for the Wizards over the Brooklyn Nets. Bradley Beal scored 31 points. John Wall added 23 points and 12 assists in the victory for the Wizards. The Wizards are going great guns. I mean, there's no 2 ways about it, because they're 3rd in the Eastern Conference at the moment. They're looking good for the playoffs. And with this form that they're actually on now, they can dream. They can't dream. You can't really write them off. And they've got some really good players. I talked about Bradley Beal and John Wall. Those guys, on any given day, they can, you know, trouble any team out there in the NBA. So we'll see how it pans out for them. I know we know our friend Sonny Young is a happy man, very happy man this morning for the Washington Wizards. And last but not the least was the game between the Spurs and the Philadelphia 76ers. He ended 111 103 in favor of the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard scoring 32 points. Tony Parker adding 18 points in that victory for the San Antonio Spurs. For the Spurs, it's all about, you know, staying in touch with Golden State Warriors at the top of the Western Conference. They're second behind the Golden State Warriors, but we know this is not the real battle. The real battle is later on in the year.
Yeah, that's the way it is. To fight who's going to make the playoffs, and then when the playoffs starts, that's when the real battle starts.
That's when Steph Curry comes to play.
That's when it comes to play, right?
Just, okay, you guys keep doing what you can do.
It's been a fantastic season, so no matter what you will say. Okay, we'll move straight to what's happening with the Super Eagles now. Okay. Celestine Babayaro talking about the Eagles and all. They've not been winning games. We're not at AFCON, so most of the ex-international were really not happy. You know, not being able to watch Super Eagles and watching other team at the Nations Cup. But the thing is, at least Super Eagles are actually back, you know, winning games, and we'll see how it's going to go from here.
Yeah, that's it, Cecilia Tayo. The fact that we're now seeing some progress, it's very good. But the part of that interview some people didn't see about Babayaro is, it's not just sad that Nigeria Minister of 2017 AFCON, there was a part when he couldn't just say back to back. You know, as it just breaks you. It breaks you. You try to imagine the Super Eagles of Nigeria missing the AFCON back to back. It's very simple. He's saying don't get carried away with the recent victories. He's saying sustain the momentum. He's charging administrators, do the right things. We shouldn't start getting ready for a game and we're complaining about players' welfare. Logistics is not on point. This is football. And he's trying to say, look, Nigerians love football. It unites us. So we should take care of it. That's what Celestine Babayaro was saying. Yeah,
I mean, and that's what a lot of Nigerians are saying as well. To me, we're all disappointed when Nigeria didn't qualify for the just concluded Gabon tournament, Gabon AFCON. So it's not only him. You know, we know how he feels exactly, and we're just hoping. You know, they've learned their lessons. That's very important because African football now is so competitive. I mean, we saw at the Nations Cup, we saw teams like Zimbabwe, Guinea-Bissau, you know, giving, you know, more illustrious opponents a run for their money. So the Nigerian team can't afford to underestimate anyone. They know it already. And these are all professionals. They won't want to miss out of the African Cup of Nations for a third time in a row. That'll be a disaster.
I will leave the show for you and Cecilia to talk about that because, you know what? Let's listen to the Celestine Babayaro. You will see he still looks good. He's fit enough to play in China. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
People in authority, you know, the NFF, whatever they're called, they need to get a grip and get the Super Eagles back in shape. You know, we need to start playing good football. We need to start winning football tournaments, football matches. You know, how can 2017, a tournament like African Nations Cup in Gabon and Nigeria is not there? You know, it's something when you tell someone like many years ago, they'll tell you it's not true. Nigeria will be there. It's so sad. So I just hope the guys in charge will do something about the Super Eagles, because this is the, you know, football is a game that everybody, you know, loves in this country. This is a game that keeps people happy. It doesn't matter what religion, where you come from. You can be Igbo, Yoruba. As long as the Super Eagles are playing, everyone is united. You know, you see people leaving all their problems aside whenever Super Eagles are playing. So I just pray and hope, you know, the authorities will take care of the Super Eagles.
So, Celestine Babayaro hoping and praying that we get things right with administration so that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will get back to winning with action-packed for the sports. Football just gone by, guys. Let's talk about tennis now. Cecilia Tayo, the Nigeria Tennis Federation, they are really working. Remember how we started from October till January? We did the coaching course just last week, and now the under-18 they are in Tunisia. March in Pretoria. Busy.
Yeah, busy year for Nigerian tennis players.
Yeah, definitely. And if you check the one in Tunisia, when you're having under 18 players, so it's more like something that is close to, you know, elite senior category and all that. So these players definitely get a good test in the sense they're going to having other, you know, players from across the world, you know, trying to make it into the ATP rankings. All of them will obviously be there. So it's going to be a big step forward. And Mohamed Ubali, talking about the national tennis coach, he's the junior tennis coach in Nigeria. He's actually happy, you know, with the progress these young stars are making, you know, going to Togo, after the Togo tournament, them going to Tunisia. And we know later in the year, in March, the South Africa, that is also waiting. So this will definitely keep them busy, and most of our players now, most of them are in academies across the world. That's another thing that is also working well for some of these youngsters.
I totally agree with you, Cecilia. Pictures from the training camp in Ekiti before they went to Togo, just to let our viewers know again that Nigeria emerged overall winners. So for us now, it's all about sustaining the momentum, Tayo, because we've been monitoring the progress of this team. They went to Algeria, they were in Morocco. Oyinlomo Quadri got the ITF scholarship. If we just keep them together, someday, somehow, we'll start talking about our tennis stars in a big way.
We definitely will start doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the target, obviously, for the Nigerian tennis Federation as well. I mean, they're one of the few federations in the country that are really working. I mean, you can see the programs, being on full, going on right in front of our faces. We can see all the competitions that they're going for, and this only helps the players to improve and develop. So it's a good one. We're looking forward to the World Championships in Pretoria later in the year. That's when we can really test these guys, because they got to face world level opposition. So it's a bit different from playing against the West African countries.
Okay, we're just listening to Mohamed Ubali now talking about the national junior tennis coach.
We have very strong players that are going to represent Nigeria. That is Adetayo Adetunji coming in from South Africa, and then we have Andio Inwang also coming from Germany. Then we have Barakat Oyinlomo Quadri. Though some of them are going there for the first time, but they are very motivated. They are happy. They have shown us what they can do in Togo, and then now they are looking forward to South Africa, which is the biggest ITF junior event. So it's not going to be easy, because the South Africans, the North Africans, they are all there. Most of them are based abroad. But I think with early preparation, they're going to make Nigeria proud.
Yeah, he says early preparations will definitely help them in the one in South Africa, Pretoria, precisely. And when after this, because that one is also a junior tournament, so after this, you know that some of these players coming from across the world, from their various academies, and coming here, Camp will have some other games they can play together, and then you know that you definitely have a good outing right there in South Africa.
And they tell you why we're scared that at the world level they can be beaten. He says there's no problem. That's why it's called experience. Go there, get beaten, fall, learn how to get up again.
Exactly.
But he reminded us of something. He called some names for us to keep track of. So we have Adetunji Adetayo, there's Oyinlomo Quadri. You and I know of Michael Oshewa and the other guys that are coming up the ranks. So if we can keep these names, 5 years from now, we go to the NTF. What has happened to our players? One for the future.
Exactly. I mean, he said it all. You win, you lose in sports. That's how it is. But at this level, at this developmental level, it's not about winning. It's all more about the exposure and the experience you garner and how you react to losing. And that's how development is really done all around the world. So hopefully, the Nigerian Tennis Federation can just keep it going this way, sustain the momentum, and help these guys realize their potentials, because that's very, very obvious that they have the talent. It's all about just nursing it and helping them get to the very top and becoming elite professionals.
That's what we're waiting for.
That's right. And the Nigerian Tennis Federation cannot just do it alone. You and I can play a role. Parents can support. Schools can also be part of it. We will give attention to the grassroots. We said it at the start of 2017 that we will stay at that level. Grassroots, that's the foundation for any country's sport to be admirable. Sports This Morning on Channels Television. We want to invite you to be part of the program. Don't just watch this show. Come, let us play for the love of the game. On Twitter, we're Channels_Sports. Facebook, Channels-Sports. And you can send us an email. It's sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. You listen to Celestine Babayaro. He says the Super Eagles of Nigeria must become great again. And he has charged administrators to do what they can to restore that greatness. Talk to us in the hashtag Super Eagles. We just talked about tennis at the grassroots level. We want to stay with the grassroots. So today we'll be giving attention to grassroots swimming development. Swimming. You see a lot of kids, they love swimming, but why are we not doing so well? And that's just because when they get out of school, we let it go. We will not leave the grassroots this morning. Let's take a breather now. When we come back, there's still so much to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Stay.